A lot of fans out there are ready to give Dobish the keys to the city, the number one job. But Sam Montembeault proved tonight that he is still the guy. Welcome to episode 22 of the Barely Onside Podcast with your host, Jonny G and Pelly. How you doing, man?
Doing good, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing excellent. It's a good day. Both our teams won, so a lot to talk about for sure. Before we start, how you doing? How's the fam?
Fam's great, man. Thanks for asking. Yeah, it was a good day, man. Went to Lethbridge, came back, seen a few accounts, and watched 2 periods of the game. You know, I caught the overtime. You know, so that was nice.
What were you doing?
Pretty chill. And like today, or like when I missed the game.
Exactly. Why'd you miss the third period?
Took the family and went and looked at some vehicles. You know, the wife wants a third row for the third kid.
Right.
Understandable, right? So yeah, so it was a good excuse. Kids approve. So yeah, I guess probably getting a vehicle tomorrow. So
really, and what kind of vehicle is it?
It's a Lincoln Aviator. You know, nice. Yeah, it's used, which is nice, so it's not too expensive. It's not brand new. It's not brand new with that brand new price, but you know,
right?
It's a little cheaper.
Probably still feels brand new, though. I bet.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, for sure. It's got like 80,000 K on it, so
that's not too bad.
Yeah, that's not too bad at all. No, it's good. So
does your wife travel a lot, or does Danica travel a lot, or?
Oh yeah, she travels. Yeah.
For like long distance, or is it just? I guess she works in Calgary, doesn't she?
Medicine Hat, Calgary, and then Edmonton. So it's good on gas. Yeah. So
does she work in High River, or does she work in Calgary?
She works both, man. Both hospitals.
Okay, right on.
Working lady.
Lady, eh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone's got to pay the bills, man. No, that's good. I had Lexi home with me today. Lexi's a little bit sick. She's got a runny nose, so like every 5 seconds she's like, achoo! And then it's just like snot running everywhere. And it's just like, I gotta jump to get the Kleenex, run over, clean it, because who knows what she's gonna do with it. She usually just eats it, you know.
Can she blow her nose?
You know what? It's funny. Like she can, but she doesn't. Like she won't use the Kleenex. So what she does is she puts her fingers on her nose, like this, and then just blows. And I'm like, Lexi, don't do that. Grab Kleenex first. But she never does. Yeah. So she creates the mess first and then cleans it up. Yeah. So you know what? We had
kids, man.
You know, I know they're nuts. But we had a good day. We went out for lunch. We went to Subway. That's her favorite restaurant. Neck and neck with Old McDonald's. But you know what? She's actually dropped the old McDonald's. She just calls it McDonald's
That's
now.
Sad, man. Oh, no.
Yeah, it's because she's growing up. It's getting older. Too old now.
Yeah, she's 5, right?
Yeah, I mean, ever since I told her that wasn't, like that's not how you really say it. She held on to it for a little bit and was like, no, I'm going to call it Old McDonald. But eventually she said, just McDonald's, right, Dad? Or actually, right, John? Because she calls me John.
It's crazy that you let her call you John. I think it's, man, I love it. But it's hilarious. Like you send me videos. Hey, John, can you open this for me, John? Dude, it's gold.
I know. It's like, I don't even think about it anymore, to be honest. I'm just like, yeah. She does it with Caitlin too now. Like, yeah, she does it with Caitlin now too. So yeah, it's like Caitlin? Johnny, Caitlin, yeah. John, Caitlin, so
you must call Caitlin, and she must call you John in the house.
Yeah, for the
Yeah, so it makes sense because like Danica, Everly will be like, because I never call Danica by her first name ever, and if I do, it's because Beb, honey, all those words, all of them.
Okay, yeah,
even the bad ones sometimes, but. Just jokes. Yeah. Depends. But no, but when I do call her Danica, it's like, Kate, why'd you do this? Why'd you do that? And then Everly will be like, Danica, Tristan. That's just funny, right?
Yeah, that's funny.
It's hilarious. Yeah. So
yeah, I guess maybe that's where Lexi kind of just picked that up from. But
it's probably it. It's probably it. Yeah.
But yeah, my dad.
Hey, babe.
Babe. My parents my dad and mom used to call each other mom and dad. So my dad would be like, "Mom."
That's a big thing too back in our day. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a generational thing.
I call her mom sometimes too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, go ask your mom.
Yeah.
If I can feed
that's
you
funny, man.
the sugar cereal for lunch and dinner.
Man, I hear you. Sometimes I just give the kids, like, we never buy cereal. And if we do, it's like, the protein stuff, or we try to give them good stuff. But like, for example, we got them Frosted Flakes, and like Frosted Flakes is my jam.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to give them Frosted Flakes, but when I do, sometimes I'm just so tired in the morning. I'm just like, 2 bowls, cereal, done. I don't want to argue. I just want to comply today. I'm in a complying mood. All right. I don't want to do anything. I'm like, okay, let's get the coffee rolling. Okay, let's get on lunches. Okay, she's still sleeping. She gets up, and then you do clothes. Everly can dress herself. She picks her own wardrobe. She comes out good to go. But it's just repetitious, After the Tuesdays, it's like, okay, back on schedule. We're in the groove for the next 4 days. Let's go. So
yeah, I'll make you some breakfast. Don't do this here. But it's funny, man. Caitlin went to the States a couple weeks ago, and she did buy some of some protein cereal. And it was really good. Lexi hated it. Marley was fine.
Yeah, I've noticed that with our kids too. But they're never the same. And if one says I don't like it, the other one kind of looks at it and she's like, I don't like it. It's like, dude, you love mashed potatoes. Be quiet. Come on. Don't start with me.
It's so weird. Because Marley she's an eater. She'll eat and she'll, Lexi, she's very particular. So it's a little tough at times, but whatever. The kids.
Yeah, I'm shocked that your daughter has Subway.
She ate the whole 6-inch, man. No problem. And she loves picking the vegetables and everything. And that I can get down on. I can get down with Subway. I mean, it's sure better than going to McDonald's
for
right?
lunch. Yeah. Even for lunch, you're like, okay, we're late. I don't have time. Let's just pick up Subway.
Yeah.
They don't eat it.
They don't, eh?
It's unfortunate. They don't, man. It's a travesty.
That is.
I wish they could because, they just don't eat sandwiches yet. But one day, hopefully.
One day.
It's just peanut butter sandwiches and egg salad. Everly will have egg. So
nice.
Which is sweet.
Yeah. Do you know what Lexi eats for lunch every day at school?
Tell me.
So they can't eat peanut butter, but, you can't have the traditional peanut butter and jam sandwich. But
yep.
She used to do the wow butter. So we would do the wow butter and jam, and then she was like, I don't like the wow butter, I just want jam. I'm like, that's it, just jam? She's like, yeah. I was like, okay. So all year, all she's been eating for her sandwich is just a jam sandwich.
Yeah.
And she eats it she eats it all. Yeah.
Man,
and I'm
not
like,
a
that's
chance.
so boring. So boring.
Well, even I think the peanut butter thing sucks because all these kids can't have peanut butter, and I understand, it's for safety and all that stuff.
For sure.
Everly, we make her jam sandwich today. Comes home, I could feel something in her lunch because I didn't make the sandwich, and full sandwich. She never eats it. If you give her a jam sandwich, she'll say she'll eat it. No, she never does. Here you go, dogs. And one dog will eat it. One dog won't eat jam sandwiches. It has to have peanut butter. So we have one dog that eats it. But it's, man, we have to give her dumplings. She'll eat dumplings. She'll eat steak. Yeah, get her some strip loin. They're simple that way. But man, it's a battle. Some days
it is, man.
Yeah.
I just can't wait till the day where it's just a homemade meal is
when they can use microwaves.
Awesome.
When they can use microwaves. I wish they had microwaves. So that way I can send them with chicken and rice and broccoli because she loves broccoli.
Right, yeah.
Just use a microwave. Here you go. Plug and play. I make pasta quite a bit in the morning. I'll do beef, spaghetti sauce, noodles, boom. And it stays warm in the thermos, right? So, but man, It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. Yeah.
So you're cooking dinner for lunch at like 7 a.m. You're like, fuck, here we go again. Doing? 8 hours later, always cooking.
Yeah, exactly. And then wash, rinse, repeat.
Oh, every day. And they come home, all the Tupperware, put in a big soapy water, rinse them, scrub them, clean, dry. Every day.
Wild. It's wild, man.
The stuff you do.
It's wild.
For your family, it's crazy.
I know, every day.
Speaking of, I just want to, I was at an account today, and this one account, all three boys play good hockey. One's in Louisiana, one's out in Vancouver, one's at home. And it's like, man, like, just, it's crazy how much, like $40K a year to go play at 15 years old, to go to a school at 15. Wow. And like, he's playing good hockey down south. But man, just a shout out to all the parents doing that stuff. Like, that's hard. Always on the road, always traveling. Like, man, spending $300 to $400 per stick per kid. Like, she said his sticks were $360 and he broke 18 in 2 months. That's crazy.
What?
$360 a stick. Oh yeah, some are $400, John.
How much does this person make?
Oh, dude, but if you're playing like,
competitively,
Div 1 hockey in the States, I think it was like Div 2, but still amazing. Yeah. But I mean, man. Yeah,
that's wild.
Good for the parents. Good for the parents, man.
Yeah, good for them. Yeah. Speaking of kids and before we jump into the hockey, there is something that we wanted to talk about. On our TikTok, there's this guy named Connor Oakman 96. That's his tag.
Shout out. Shout out.
Yeah. So he sent us a message the other day. It was in a comment in response to one of our videos, and what it said, all your uploads are amazing. I am fighting cancer, and I really appreciate the work that you do. So that was obviously great to see, man. Connor, so we just wanted to say thank you. I know battling cancer can't be easy, so we wish you all the best there. But we're happy to help you laugh and to entertain you somewhat. So thanks again for the kind words, and we do wish you all the best.
Yeah, man, that's not tough. So we'll keep on making content for you, and hopefully make you laugh and smile. And if you're a Montreal fan, reach out to Johnny. We'll get you some swag.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Connor.
Absolutely.
All right, so let's get into this, man. Let's start with Montreal, if that's cool. I think unless you're just itching for Philly, it's up to you.
Oh man, I'm easy. Go ahead.
Easy. All right, let's go Montreal this time around. Montreal Canadiens played the Tampa Bay Lightning tonight, and they won. Pelly, they won 3-2 in regulation. And I say regulation because it looked like it was going to go into overtime. But first, we'll get into the goals. Juraj Slafkovsky scored his 7th goal of the season. This is when Montreal was already down 2-0 in the second period. So Juraj got us on the board. I think it was like a minute and a half, minute 40. After that, Alex Newhook, he tied it up with his 9th goal of the season. And then, the third looked like no goals were going to be scored and that we were going to go into overtime. It looked like we were both going to get a point out of this game, and who knows what was going to happen in OT. But Jake Evans, man, with his 11th of the year, scores with about 2 minutes left in the game. Game over, 3-2 Montreal in regulation. Heading into the game, we're 3 points back at the Tampa Bay Lightning for 3rd spot in the Atlantic. With the win, we are now 1 point back. Some notable assists. Patrick Laine had 2. Not so noticeable or notable, but Yoel Armia, he had an assist. It was his 200th career NHL point, so good for him. Alex Carrier had an assist, and Lane Hudson had another helper to extend his point streak to 9 games, which he then now ties the NHL record for rookies for assists in 9 straight games. And he's tied with the Ghost. What's his name? Gostisbehere.
Shane Gostisbehere.
Shane Gostisbehere. Mm-hmm. So he's now tied with him for assists in 9 straight games. So another big night for Lane Hudson. What can we say about him? He's great. He's great. There's not much else to say, but yeah, he's a stud. And Sam Montembeault stopped 33 of 35 shots. And if I had to take away anything from tonight's game, is that Sam Montembeault is not ready to give up his number 1 job to Jakub Dobeš. I know a lot of fans out there are ready to give Dobeš the keys to the city, the number one job. But Sam Montembeault proved tonight that he is still the guy, and looks like they're going to ride Montembeault until the end of the season. But obviously Dobeš will get, a good amount of starts as well. But I think Monty just proved himself tonight that he's still got it, and is still going to be a big piece in this team's quest to reach the Stanley Cup playoffs. So really good game by Sam Montembeault. So props to that guy, man.
Johnny,
well played.
Johnny, what do you think? Where do you see yourself at the end of the season? What position?
I see the Montreal Canadiens. I see the Montreal Canadiens third in the Atlantic because I think we're going to pass Tampa Bay.
That's a bold statement, man. You think so?
100%. And if I think I mentioned this like about a week and a half ago, but that was kind of like a little bit of a pipe dream in a sense. Like, did I believe it? Yeah, a little. But now it's like we're 1 point back of third in the Atlantic. We beat Tampa Bay. We're one of the hottest teams in the NHL. So yeah, third in the Atlantic is totally doable. Do I want to face a team like Florida in the playoffs if we get in? No, not really. But I mean, there's going to be no easy matchup coming out of the Atlantic.
So what's the record?
Montreal's
right now,
record?
You guys are pretty hot. Yeah.
I have no idea. I think we're like 13.
2 losses? I thought.
Yeah, 13-2-1 or something crazy like that.
Yeah, it's strong.
Yeah.
Speaking of strong, the Rangers, man. The Rangers they're picking it up.
Oh, big win tonight for the Rangers too, man.
Yeah.
I think
they spanked Ottawa. Was it 5-0?
Yeah, 5-0 tonight. Yeah, New York Rangers. Speaking of the New York Rangers, yes, they are doing very well. Did you happen to catch the Montreal Canadiens game against the New York Rangers a couple days ago here or on Saturday? Was it Sunday? Sunday night? Yeah, did you happen to see the Matt Rempe fight with the Arber Jack guy?
Buddy,
what did you think, man?
What did I think, man? The whole family was watching it. And then all of a sudden, you just see Rempe and Arber talking, and all of a sudden, Rempe just suckers 2 quick ones in there, that dirty dog. And hey, the sheriff took it like a champ. It didn't even faze him. And then he went, full send. And I thought it's probably like a 70-30. No, probably 60-40. But he did really well. I think he dominated the fight. Rempe took a lot of good shots and wanted to keep going too. So credit to him. But yeah, I can't wait for the rematch because, all that talk about George Laraque. And I think he looks better as a fighter, but man, he took some shots from Arber. Like, it was great to see, man. And I'm a Rempe fan, man. And I like Arber. So, like, it's a nice W for Arber. So happy for him. So I think he had to do it from the previous night with Reeves, not stepping up. And totally worth it in the end of how that panned out for the boys. So, yeah. What's your thoughts on it?
It was awesome, and let's talk a little bit about that Toronto one. I mean, so many people are like, I don't know, man. For me, it's a very simple thing. If you're gonna decline a fight with Ryan Reeves in that moment, That's fine. There's no problem with that. You don't have to fight him. No one's telling you got to fight Ryan Reeves. But don't be pointing at the scoreboard. Don't be waving him around like he's a puppy dog. Like that.
He's a legend.
It's just
he's a legend.
It's disrespectful.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and, I agree, man.
And I think, like, yeah, you know what? Ryan Reeves spoke about it today too, right? And he said, he was yeah.
What did he say?
He basically said exactly what I said, what I argued with 100,000 people on social media. He was like, you know, he was like, basically the same thing. Like, if you're going to do that, you know, we scored seven goals on you, man. Like, that's the problem when you do stuff like that. And he said, later in the game, when you wanted to fight me, I'm not going to return the favor. After, you know, you didn't agree to go with me.
And good for him.
I'm not going to agree to go with you. So, I mean, it was common sense. But I think Arber kind of felt that. I think that he felt like
learned. Yeah, I think that's exactly, like, he's going to learn from this experience. And I don't think he's going to do it again. And he's still young in the league. But like, I think a guy like Ryan Reeves, he's respected. He's not a dirty player. And he's a gentleman, man. So I think, like, you got to show that guy some respect because, like, he's been around the league for, he's what, 38, 37,
something like that.
He's been, yeah, man. Like, he's done his time and he's still playing. So I don't think he can pull that shit with Reeves. And obviously, it worked out for him, right? So they got the last laugh.
He got the last,
unfortunately,
laugh.
Right? So, but I think, hey, round 2 Rempe and round 2 Reeves, it's going to happen this season.
Yeah, you know, Ryan Reeves has yet to get into a fight this year. Did you know that?
Really?
Yeah, he hasn't fought once.
But he's playing hockey. But his role, he's playing a lot of hockey. So
I can't deny or confirm that. Actually, I don't think he plays a ton. But
he's playing a lot. He's dressing a lot, though. Is what I'm saying.
Was he?
I'm not saying he's playing big minutes, but he's dressing a lot compared to other, enforcers, right?
Yeah.
So.
But I've been waiting for the Rempe Jackeye fight for a long time because it didn't happen last year. And I was very curious to see how that would go because, as you know, Matt Rempe came into the league and he every fight he got into, he swung. Like, it was just toe-to-toe, punch for punch, right? So it wasn't and I wasn't sure how Arber was going to do in that type of fight, but I think Jackeye defended himself really well. Like, he protected himself very well. And he didn't give Matt Rempe the chance to, like, start chucking. So I have to give Arber all the credit there, man, because he laid a few lefts on him that really, really got him. So I love that, man. And then Jackeye just, he was so pumped. The crowd was electric. Everything was awesome, man.
Fired up.
Even all the players were excited. It was a good day. It was a good moment, man. Really enjoyed that fight.
See, and that's like one game, like they always tell the Bell Center is one of the loudest in the NHL. I think you guys have the second biggest arena or the biggest, one of the two. Your guys' center. It's yours or there's another team that's the biggest. It's one or the other. But anyways, I can't wait to go to a Habs game.
Yeah.
It's going to be either Habs or Philly or Habs in Toronto. It has to be. Yeah. So.
Yeah, maybe wait a couple years when Montreal is just far superior than the Leafs. So we can kill them.
I got experience in neutral. Yeah, when Reeves is there. And Arber.
Reeves and Arber.
Right?
Yeah, that's the thing too, man. Like, yeah. That's the thing. Like, if we ever end up going to Philly or whatever, like,
we're going to Philly, John.
Okay, so we're going to Philly, but it'd be like I like seeing the Montreal Philly, like that's for sure. But at the same time, it would be kind of cool to experience Philadelphia as a Philly fan.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Pittsburgh and Philly would be wild, or Boston.
Yeah, I think what was in February it was back-to-back games against Pittsburgh. One in Philly, one in Pittsburgh. Be wild.
Yeah, we should plan for that.
All right. Anyway, speaking of the Philadelphia Flyers, they had a big game tonight too, man. A really big, important game against the Detroit Red Wings. Both teams fighting for a playoff spot, for a wild card spot at this point. Flyers won 2-1 in overtime. Joel Farabee scored his 7th, assisted by Matvei Michkov and Sean Couturier. And then Rasmus Ristolainen scored his second of the season in OT to win the game, and that was assisted by Owen Tippett. And look at that, Farabee, a second point.
I know, he
Sam
got
Harrison.
one.
He did. Sam Harrison got the start and stopped 27 of 28 shots face. Obviously a huge win. You would have liked a win in regulation and not give Detroit a point, but at the same time, you guys got the 2 points and you came out on top, and obviously a huge win for your Philadelphia Flyers.
Yeah, man. And I'm super stoked because I think on Thursday we play the Rangers, which is going to be such a huge game. It's going to be a playoff hockey game. I can't wait. I'm hoping Delorier will be back. I got a feeling he will be back for the Rangers game Thursday to face Rempe round 2.
Imagine
if he's playing. Oh, well, imagine, John. Oh, yeah, it's going to be ridiculous. I can't wait. But yeah, man, boys won tonight, so I'm super stoked. I think we're 2 points behind you now. You're holding that last place wildcard spot. So
yeah, I think we got 52. What do you guys have? You have 50 now?
Yeah. We're at 50. We're chasing. Is New Jersey still ahead? No, they're in third now. So.
Yeah, New Jersey.
Chasing New Jersey.
I think they got 58 points, I believe. But
yeah, 58. Yeah, so chasing them. So if we can keep rolling, man, let's catch up. I have a feeling Jersey's gonna fall out of the race. I do.
Jersey, really? You think so? Why?
Jersey. I don't think they're doing too well in the last 10 games. Let's take a look here. Let's just confirm. I don't want to say something and be wrong. But I got a feeling, John. All right, let's look at the Jersey Devils are 2-5-3 in the last 10.
Wow, that's not good. That's not good, man. I wouldn't mind watching them fall out if that means that you guys can make it.
Yeah, that'd be great. And guess what, John? They play the Bruins on Wednesday, and then we play them Thursday. Or no, yeah, so they play the Bruins Wednesday, which is going to be a
nice.
Tough matchup because the Bruins have turned it on.
Have they? I think they're outside the wild card right now. Montreal just passed them.
Considering how they were starting though, like they're also let's see. Yeah, they're 3-5-2, but I feel like they've turned it on over the last 4 weeks. You know, they're kind of up and down, so I think they're going to make it. So
think so? I don't think so. I think they're dropping out.
You don't think so?
No, I don't.
No way.
Yeah, but did you see Daniel Briere had his I think it was the mid-season interview
press
today.
Conference.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you see what he said
about
watch it all. No? Did you see what he said Did you hear about what he said about Hockey Canada and their usage of Oliver Bonk and Jet Lichenko? In case you missed it, he was not happy with how they were used. This is what he said about Lichenko specifically. He said, "We were disappointed in the role they gave Lichenko, but when you look at the role they gave him, he performed great. We have higher expectations for him. He's probably the best skater in the World Junior Tournament, and he barely played." And then on Bonk, he said, "He had a big role, but they put him in positions that are really not going to be his strength moving forward, which was really weird to us. But again, we don't have any control over that." So some pretty strong words. I don't know. It was probably the question that was asked, but for him to kind of go off on Team Canada and the World Juniors, it's kind of interesting, man, right?
Well, yeah, I think he's just kind of rubbing that in their face that, you guys failed as an organization. I don't think he's just saying it's because it's Luchenko's and Bonk, how they played. But yeah, I mean, he's just disappointed that, I think Luchenko's a great skater. He's a good 200. He needs a great face-off. So it is unfortunate to see because it's a second year. I thought he should have had a bigger role, played more minutes. But it is what it is.
And didn't he replace? Didn't he replace someone too? He wasn't supposed to be on the team.
Luchenko?
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't know.
I don't remember, eh?
I thought he was going to make the team regardless. I thought
he was a late addition, but
He could have been.
Be wrong.
He could have been.
But I think he.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that. But it's some interesting comments out of that press conference for sure.
Yeah, it's funny. Briere, he can do that. He's a good hockey player. So
yeah, he actually I think he won gold with Team Canada in 97.
As a junior.
Yeah.
No way.
I think so. I think that's what I read, but I'm not really sure. But anyways, anything else you want to talk about the Flyers? I think they had
no, man.
They've been rolling lately.
They're playing good. They're rolling, man. Harrison's been playing great. So keep it up. Just got to keep him healthy. So, and I mean, Fedotov, I think he has he's earned his second spot. So they're probably going to leave Coley up top, I think, though. So I don't think they're going to set him down.
Why not?
Just
because Harrison gets hurt all the time?
Conference, just because Harrison, right? They're not really sure about him. So, and then you had the new guy play tonight, Abel Rodrigo.
Yeah.
So I didn't check to see how he played, but big 6'4", I think 205. So nice big center. So yeah. So hopefully he did good. It's his first. Was it his first NHL game or his second? I forget, but he's from Latvia.
Nice.
So 29 years old. So,
jeez.
Yeah.
Still not really part of the future, I wouldn't imagine, but good for him to get a call up.
I think absolutely, man. Happy for him.
Yeah, so. All right. Well, then moving on, we'll go around the NHL, see what's going on there. Connor McDavid, Tyler Myers, both suspended 3 games. McDavid suspended for his cross-check to the head of Vancouver Canucks winger Connor Garland in a 3-2 win Saturday night. McDavid received a match penalty, which happened late in the third period. It all started when McDavid and Garland got tangled up, fell on the ice. Garland was grabbing McDavid, preventing him from getting back into the play. And that's when McDavid had enough, decided he was going to take matters into his own hands since the refs didn't want to. And, laid a pretty good cross-check on Garland. And then...
1 second, John.
Yeah, go ahead.
Not just a cross-check. It's a $195,000 cross-check. That's what it costed McDavid.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was truly worth it. He deserved it. And I think Garland played his role. Like, yeah, keep that guy down. I would have, right? He's the best player in the world. Yeah, hold him. And he didn't even get a penalty. So he's smiling.
Yeah. So you like the cross-check?
I think it was awesome. Yeah, he deserved it. I don't think he meant to do it right. I don't think no player aims to, smash you in the cheeks or the teeth. Maybe it just happens, but I mean, it wasn't too malicious, It was kind of more coming down, but yeah, he deserved it. That's just my thoughts.
So at the end of the game, Tyler Myers, he same cross check to the face of Evan Bouchard. So he was also handed 3 games. So a very entertaining game if you're you're an Edmonton Vancouver fan. Actually, for everyone, to be honest, what an exciting turn of events for sure.
Myers like, why not? Yeah, send it. Yeah, I think it costed him $46,000.
Yeah, 195 Connor,
US.
46 for Myers. Yeah, the 2 teams meet again on Thursday. Obviously, too bad they're not going to be in there. I mean, it's kind of sad. I didn't think 3 games was. I think 3 games is a little much for that cross-check from McDavid. I think 1 would have sent the message. You know what I mean? I mean, people pay big money to watch Connor McDavid play, and for the next 3 games, he's not going to be there. So, I mean...
That is true, but you can't just... Everyone's treated equally. I mean, I think it's to say, hey, don't be dumb. Okay? That's not nice. And you got to treat him equally, because, Myers, same thing. I mean... I thought it could have been 2 games. I thought 3 was a little excessive. It's not like Myers might have more of a history of, bad checks and stuff.
Violence.
Yeah, whatever. Violence is awesome. Lesson learned.
Yeah.
3 games. Don't do it again. I'd rather see Connor McDavid fight than do that, but what do you do?
It'd be fun. It'd be fun to see him fight.
It would be great. It would. Just like in junior when he busted his hand against the glass.
Yeah, I think that's the only. That's the glass.
Yeah, probably his only fight.
Yeah, it was his only fight.
Do you remember that?
I do, but I didn't remember him punching the glass. I thought, is that what happened?
He missed, and he punched the glass. Yeah, yeah. He's pretty angry. Yeah.
And then he never fought again. Never fought again.
Unless you're not a fighter, bud.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep the mitts on.
But
it's nice when you see him fight.
It is fun. I mean,
yeah.
Moving on to Vancouver. I mean, JT Miller. This is all according to Elliot Friedman. Apparently, trade talks involving JT Miller amped up following the Vancouver Canucks 5-1 loss to the LA Kings on Thursday. He said it got to a point where Miller was told that he may not be playing in Saturday's game against the Edmonton Oilers. No official request was made to Miller's camp in terms of waiving his no-trade clause, but because the deal involved the Rangers, it's believed Miller would go there willingly. It seems like that's one of the destinations where he'd want to play. So, yeah, obviously nothing happened, but the Canucks thought there was something there. So that could still happen. The Carolina Hurricanes are another team that are interested in Miller. So as of right now, he's obviously a Vancouver Canuck, but there is a big chance that this guy gets dealt. Like, if it's a no-brainer that he gets dealt at this point. I think from everything we've heard, that situation is not getting it's not getting better. Right.
Yeah.
And there's more reports that maybe a couple other stars aren't very happy with Miller and the kind of way he acts with the team. So
yeah, man, if I'm Vancouver, I'd be trading him now, just because what if he has a shitty rest of the 30-some games and he doesn't score? He's now worth less, right? I would trade him now. Do it.
Elias Pettersson, Friedman said Pettersson, he told the Canucks that he wanted to stay. So if there was any question whether or not, there's always a question of who they were going to trade. Was it going to be Pettersson? Was it going to be Miller? Pettersson has made it clear that he wants to stay in Vancouver. And I think some of the other players, if they had to choose, it sounds like they would pick Pettersson over Miller. I think Miller has run his course in Vancouver, and I think needs to get dealt. But yeah, a very lengthy kind of situation going on there.
Yeah, just do it already. Like, I'm sick of hearing. Like, I'm not sick of it. That's a bad word. It's just like all this talk. Like, let's just get him traded already. Let's move on. Let's move forward, right? And obviously, as a Canucks, you should probably keep Pettersson. He's younger, right? He's going to keep getting better. JT Miller's what, 30, 29?
31, 31, yeah.
Yeah, so here you go.
Yeah, I would say so too. I mean,
and he's a great player. I would love to see the Flyers pick him up, man. He's feisty, gritty.
Yeah, but then do you want him to come and disrupt the room, or
maybe what I mean? He won't. Maybe he'll just drive better with that group of boys. I don't know. I think Tortorella wouldn't Stanford either, though, right? He could shape him up, right? I don't know.
Yeah, and I guess Miller and Tortorella kind of have the same mentality, right?
They do.
Like they want you to.
They do.
Right. They have
be better. Be accountable.
Better. Exactly.
Be accountable. Yeah, and then he's gonna call you out. I like Miller. It's just he plays a different game and he may think differently, right? So yeah, so he'll do good where he goes. But I think they should just trade him already. Let's get some to talk about.
Yeah, exactly. Just get it over with, right? Like
let's do it.
End the conversation. Tomorrow. Pittsburgh Penguins fire sale. Marco D'Amico, who writes for RG Media, reported a source confirmed to RG that the Penguins are ready to trade everyone on their roster except Sidney Crosby, boo, Evgeny Malkin, Brian Rust, Philip Tomasino, and Owen Pickering. So those are the 5 guys that are not on the trade table. but everyone else is tradable, which at the right price. So that obviously, when you think of some of those guys who are available, Chris Letang comes to mind, Erik Karlsson. Those would probably be the most attractive pieces. Letang still has 3 years left on his contract after this season with a cap hit of $6.1 million per. Letang has 7 goals and 18 points in 42 games, so not a great year production-wise. Karlsson has 2 more years left on his deal after this season, and he's getting paid $11.5 million per. San Jose is paying the $1.5 million of his contract for the remainder of his deal. The Penguins acquired Karlsson in a deal from the Sharks during the summer of 2023. He has 4 goals, 32 points in 49 games this season. Would any of those players interest you? And what is going on with Philly or Pittsburgh?
Not for that price, man. Yeah, I mean, $6 million for Letang, Karlsson, $10 million. I mean, other 1.5s retained by the Sharks. But no, man, I would love to say yes, but I don't think we want to. We're trying to make the playoffs. We're not gonna go out and bet to make playoffs and spend that money. That's not gonna be. Can't talk on that, but yeah, I don't know. Who's gonna take him? Right? It will be Florida. Florida? Would it be Florida? Would it be a Western team? Who can afford that, right? So, but Letang, yeah, he's feisty, man. I love him. He plays hard.
Do you know where Letang would be a good fit with
where?
Toronto.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Right?
Or Ottawa.
Yeah. Well, I think Toronto, because
good.
Toronto doesn't have that number one offensive defenseman, right?
And Morgan Riley hasn't had the best year at all. And he's getting paid some big bucks too.
He's getting paid, I think he's getting paid 8 or something. And I think it's pretty clear that Morgan Riley is not he's not that number one offensive defenseman that you can rely on in terms of production. He's not a great number one defenseman on the power play. He just can't carry the team, as many of these number one defenseman can. He's more of a number 2, number 3. So I mean, if they could get someone like Letang, who's not necessarily a 1 at this point in his career, but he has been a 1. And I mean, it would alleviate some of the pressure off of Morgan Riley, get some power play time. And like you said, he's got grit. He plays hard. A good playoff guy. He's won 3 cups. He's got experience. I think he might be a perfect fit for the Leafs. But Karlsson, who's taking Karlsson's contract? Nobody.
Ottawa. I'd say Ottawa maybe. Take him back.
I don't know, man. But I don't know. Is there anyone as silly as the Penguins to take Karlsson? I mean, you know how hard it was for San Jose to get rid of Karlsson in that contract? And then, boom, Dubas, I'll take him. And then 2 years later, will someone please take him off our hands? It's come on. You had to know this was going to happen. Nobody wanted to touch that contract except for Kyle Dubas. And now he's regretting the decision and wanting to, trade him again. So, obviously not a smart move in the first place, but.
Yeah. Well, they were trying to make a push, right? So, and I think as a new GM, get the fans behind you a little bit. So, that's probably what he was trying to do.
Yeah.
Obviously. But yeah, wish you guys the best because I don't know, man. But they have that, what's his name, Rutger McGroarty. Mm-hmm. Is he a center or a wing?
I'm not even.
I wonder how he's doing.
He's a center. But I mean, according to this list, excuse me, according to this list, I mean, he's not on the list. So I guess he's available if you really wanted to pursue him. But I mean, I don't see that happening. Anyways, just some other quick notes here. Ottawa Senators Linus Ullmark, he's back on the ice. He took part in some on-ice rehab work Tuesday after the team's morning skate. Prior to his injury, he was on fire, actually, winning 8 of his last 9 starts. He on the season, he's got a 12-7-3 record with a .915 save percentage and a 2.38 goals against average. He was obviously a big reason for the Ottawa turnaround, and really unfortunate for him to go down and to miss as much time as he's missed. He was heating up. The team was heating up. Finally had some really good goaltending. Their goaltending has been good as of late, but I mean, Allmark was on a whole different level. So good to see him back. Obviously, a big piece for the Ottawa Senators, and hopefully he returns quickly. Noah Dobson. Did you see this? Noah Dobson, New York Islanders, injured. He's out indefinitely with a lower body injury. He was hurt Monday night after colliding with Columbus Blue Jackets Cole Sillinger, ex-Medicine Hat Tiger, along the boards. Looked like his right leg bent in an awkward angle. So that's a tough loss. He's got 6 goals, 24 points in 46 games. Not as good as his season last year, where I think he put up 70. But he does average over 24 minutes a game. So obviously a huge loss for the New York Islanders, who still have playoff aspirations, even though, you know, that may not work out for them this year. But This is definitely not going to help. And one last thing. Brock McGinn out 7 to 9 months for the Anaheim Ducks after his ACL surgery. They announced that on Tuesday that he underwent successful ACL reconstruction surgery last week and is expected to be out 7 to 9 months. McGinn has not played since getting injured on December 23rd against the Vegas Golden Knights and was placed on the injured reserve on December 29th. 25 games this season. He's got 4 goals and 8 points. Quick notes.
Jeez, that's tough.
Quick notes. So, the Montreal Canadiens, we got Detroit on Thursday. Philly, New York Rangers. Is that what you said?
Rangers
on Thursday
5:00
as well.
Yeah.
Dude, man, how amazing is this? Because I mean, you experienced this last year too, right? Like, you guys had meaningful games right up until the end.
We did.
Up until the end. We have not had meaningful games for a couple of years now since going to the playoffs.
You guys went to the final.
Yeah, that's the last of it.
Yeah.
And that was, 2021, I believe. So it's pretty exciting to have a race this close and so many teams, man. You got Ottawa. You got Pittsburgh, you got New York Rangers, you got the Islanders, you got Philadelphia, you got Ottawa, Columbus, Montreal, Detroit. I don't know if Buffalo, no, they're not there. But man, we've got some really good hockey coming up, and it seems right now like every single game is important. Every single game,
it's
man.
Important.
Every single game. I'm not at the point where I'm just going to be like, I don't know, like people who are like checking the standings constantly and being like, "Oh, we win tonight, we move into a wild card," like you.
Every day.
I have a hard time with that because at the end of the day, it's just like, I don't know, like, okay, I'm sitting in a wild card spot today, perfect, and then tomorrow I'm 9th. Oh, now I'm back in.
I know.
So I'm more of just like Montreal, keep playing well, keep doing your thing, and the results will, like, you know.
Like, it's wild, man. You got 3 teams tied at 52 for the wild card. And then Columbus 51, Rangers 50, Flyers 50, Penguins 48, Red Wings 47. And then the Islanders at 45. Buffalo at 39. It's safe to say Buffalo's probably out, but yeah. It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, they're on a road trip right now, and I think they got it started yesterday. Or the day before. I think, who did they play? Let's see here. The Kraken, right. So they played Kraken yesterday, lost 6-4. Now they're tied in the third period right now. as we record this podcast. Buffalo Sabres 2-2 with Vancouver. Who's on the board here? Oh, Tage Thompson gets 21. Pettersson with his 11th. All right. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. Lots of good hockey to look forward to. And it should be a fun second half of the season. But I think that does it for another episode of the Barely Onside Podcast. Thanks for listening, watching, and please follow us on Facebook and TikTok at Barely Onside Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you can also listen to us on Spotify.